Hi, my name is Kelly. Welcome back to KellyNo Garden. Today I am out in the rain. So let me do an update video showing you how my backyard looks in the rain, and plus give you an area view of what else is blooming in my yard, and also go over a little updates I did. I had got rid of some of the weeds in my yard as well in the flower bed. So I'm gonna start off from this angle and rotate around and walk over here to this side of the flower bed where I have the foxgloves and the dahlias growing and pincushions. I have to come back and put mulch down here. And I also noticed that my dahlias are suffering like the ones on the balcony. So I'm gonna have to do some research about dahlias. This is my second time growing them. And also I noticed that this is, I don't know if it's from the sun or from an insect. So we're gonna check and see. And you see, I have two already about to get ready to bloom. So they're not quite blooming yet. Got one there and one there. So gotta see what's going on with these dahlias. Then back over here, remember the grass and the hostas. My hostas are 9 years old. Can't you believe it? The water fountain is off. The bird bath fountain is off. I haven't really did anything in here like far as taking out the weeds, because I have to go in here and take out the weeds. This is blooming right now. And this is also blooming. The fragrance, it smells like a rose fragrance here, right here. I don't know if it's the phlox or this plant here. So the lilies didn't bloom. The hydrangea still got tons of echinaceas, cone flowers. And then the hibiscus also is showing signs that needs some type of ironing or something's going on. So I gotta find out what's going on. But it have plenty of blooms. And keep scrolling. I just like when the hostas is wet. I just like when water is on the hostas. Those not bloomed yet. I want to call these gay feathers, or I'll make sure I put the name. These are also blooming. This is the area that I was working in yesterday, getting rid of the crabgrass and the weeds. But I still have to come back. There's some more right here. And turn to the back so you can see it behind the camellias. So right here is where I had all the weeds at before. So this is what I had put for today, because I'm about to get ready to go in the house because it's getting dark. I end up removing them, but I will be back when it's dry. It's supposed to rain for the next 7 days. And behind there is sunflowers trying to grow up. I'm planting from seeds. I'm gonna clean out the bird bath. Pick up some more. So the bee must have died yesterday because it's stuck to the flower. I captured a hummingbird yesterday. It was a moth hummingbird that was on these flocks right here. I just couldn't believe it because I was cleaning out the flower bed and then I noticed something was humming and it was there. So this is how it's looking in the yarrow. This has been the biggest I ever seen. But I like the yarrow and the phlox. And also have this one lonely plant that's growing in the concrete. I just let it grow. And then the hydrangea as well as the hydrangea and, well, I'm getting the black hosta. I have to see what's going on because I noticed some of the leaves is changing. Then the other hydrangea, I haven't came over here yet to get the weeds out of here, so I'll be doing that. The next time it's sunny, not raining. So right here I have daisies on this side of the yard. I decided to go ahead and pull out the camera, record, show you what's going on. I did have a rose bush here, so I may be putting a butterfly bush here. I'm not for sure. Or I might put some more daisies. And I will have to clean the weeds out. So we're gonna go on to the front yard to see how the front is looking. Here is a salvia that I had for a little bit over 6 years. Then down here, I want to call them hookahs, but I'll make sure I put the right name on the plant. I may end up doing this area over again, moving this out onto the other side of the yard where it's shade at, but it's loving this spot over here. And then I had more of those plants. I'll make sure I put it on the screen. This is a holly bush that I planted about 6 years ago. I had redid this 6 years ago, but I don't have a lot of color, so I am going to be redoing this area. And here go another salvia. This is the Victoria one. I had trimmed it back and cut it back because it was flush for the season. And as you can see, more of the blooms are coming back. As well as another plant. I want to call it Camellias or whatever it is, but I'll make sure I put it down. And this is how the holly bush is looking like. I'm going to trim this. And this one that just shot up one day. On the side of the porch, these are daisies. I made sure I put the name of it. This year it just exploded. It does get a lot of aphids, but I had sprayed it already with chemicals at the beginning of spring, so it's not getting any aphids right now. It was struggling in the springtime because of the lack of rain. Now it recovered 100%, and that's not ready to bloom. I see one of the flowers is coming up, this red. Can't you believe I bought that from Dollar Tree a few years ago, maybe 5 or 6 years ago. Then on my porch, I have some more geraniums. I have 2 pots. I'm looking for a 3rd pot like that so I could put it at the other end, because normally I have a pot on this porch, but this year I took it down because of the winter had cracked the pot. So let's walk around to the front. The front area, I have more hostas here is blooming. I like the blooms. I leave it out because of the bees would get their honey from, so I just leave it out. And then these are marigolds that I did a video on a while back. So they are blooming. I had bought them when they was not blooming, so now they're blooming. Then here is another hostas. I may cut this back because this is the first time this ever been this long. I hate to do it, but I'm gonna have to because it was hard for me to cut the grass yesterday. Then I have more of the marigolds going around. I had to cut this back, the lilac tree, so it's growing back because they had replaced the pipes, and that's a weed that I will be getting rid of. And this year, I guess because of lack of water in the spring, I see it's powdery mildew, but it's still trying to bloom. Butterflies like this. I don't know what the name of it. I may Google search what it is because it came with the house. So I leave it alone because butterflies is attracted to this area. I'm gonna make this a butterfly garden. I have tons of grass and weed, so I will be cleaning this out because I'm trying to add hydrangeas here, as well as the hostas that's in the back, so over here. And then this is another flower. I don't know what it is. It's struggling as well because it didn't get as much precipitation this year. So I'll make sure I Google search to see the name of this one. Let me show you how the front of the yard look. I have 3 huge bushes. My house is almost 100 years old, so the bushes, I'm assuming it's 100 years old. This is how the lawn is looking like. I use Bear Advantage weed and feed as well as Miracle-Gro on my yard. Not Miracle-Gro, but Organite. So you see how green and lush it is. And over here, I had this yard dig up about 4 years ago because I had to get the pipes replaced. So I came back. Beautiful. I was on YouTube doing research about grass and what to give. And then I found out about Organite. So that's what I feed the grass, Organite, and Bear Advantage for the weeds. So this is how the front is looking like. And then also have a wild bush that needs to be cut on the side. And then down here, got a weed that I will be pulling. But I got some black-eyed Susan that was planted down here. If you like this channel, make sure you hit the thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching.